Hello, fellow risk takers, and welcome to my worst investment ever. Stories of loss to keep you winning. In our community, we know that to win in investing, you must take risk, but to win big, you've got to reduce it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on a mission to help 1 million people reduce risk in their lives. And that mission has led me to create the Become a Better Investor community. In the community, you get access to our tools, the tools that you need to create, grow, and protect your wealth. Go to myworstinvestmentever.com right now to claim your spot. Fellow risk takers, this is your worst podcast host, Andrew Stotz from A Stotz Academy, and I'm here with featured guests, Dudu Cearense. Dudu, are you ready to join the mission?
Thanks a lot for introducing myself, and thanks a lot for the invite. Let's talk about financing for everything.
Perfect. So maybe I'll just introduce you briefly to the audience, and maybe you can give a little bit of your background of your life. So Dudu is an ex-soccer player, financial advisor, and private banker. That's already an interesting story. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your own journey before we talk about your worst investment ever.
So, if I tell you about my history here, you'll be the whole day to tell the beginning. But I try with about 3 minutes. So I came in one for simple family, you know. I was like Brazilian boy, love football. So my dad is amateur, soccer player. Amateur is uh, not be a professional at all. But when I saw my father to play in the streets, you know, so I don't know, it's a gift for God, you know, right? For look player like me, very easy, you know, to play football in that time.
Mm.
So I start very well. I start for futsal. It's not for the field and in academy. So I started futsal. After that, starts in the teams for my city. After that, happened one good cup of the young players, like 50, under 15. So I play very well, get champion, one guy for one club for north from Brazil called Vitória, Bahia. So this guy was watching the game and like me and sending me invite to my family and asking my parents, uh, uh, you want left your son to go to Vitória Bahia? And my father asked me to do what you want. I said,
Do it.
Daddy, that is my only my unity opportunity of my life. I need to go. And I left my family and by bus, 24 hours, Fortaleza, Bahia. So I started very well, and after that, when I was 17 years old, I started to play professional directly. And 20 years old, I got the first call for national professional team from Brazil. After that, 2004, 2003, sorry, I get World Cup champion, and the I can say in top scorer at that time, and the second best player of the World Cup in 2003 in Dubai. 2004, get champion for Copa of America in Brazil, professional team. After that, I go. I went to Japan. So I left Victoria, go to Japan. I played Japan. After that, France. After France, Ryerson. After Ryerson, Greece. Greece, I come back to Brazil. After that, come back again to Greece. So I play in Housel from Japan, Rennes from France, CSKA Moscow from Russia, Olympiacos from Greece. And in Brazil, I'm a Netanya for Israel. And in Greece, again, off Creta. In Brazil, I play in Fortaleza, Atlético Mineiro, Goiás, Fortaleza, and for my last club, Botafogo.
And
So
what
in
was your age
2000,
when you stopped, when you finished at your last club? How old were you?
35.
35.
35. When I was 35, I decided to retire. So, and the old players when get to retire, they suffering when cut your career, you know. Many players. So in 3 months, I suffer too much. It's
So
like a knife in
you
your heart.
when you're cut from your career, emotionally you lose the one thing that you've devoted your whole life to. It must be, first of
Exactly.
all, a very difficult feeling, number one, but number two, also you're cut from your salary. So all of a sudden, and it's not like you're 60 years
You,
old, you're still in the prime of your life.
your last salary is zero. Start zero when you finish.
And tell us
So you
about how
need
you got into
to
the finance stuff. You know, how did you get into finance after you finished with your football playing?
when I start finance again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I keep myself. Yeah, I keep my financial what I grew up, what I had restate and they started to work for some things. And I had one company for players, but it doesn't work nothing at all because I'm doing myself all in just for financial advisor right now. So when I go to start financial to be a financial advisor, to know about my money, what I can do, what I can protect, and like go to for many years of my life. Because even uh, even you finish what you have, you need to keep it, but you need to work again. The
mm,
life does stop. The prices go up all the time. So the tax go up. The main thing don't go the same price all the time. You need to protect yourself. You need to start. You need to know what happened. What can I do? Don't all in my thing, in my work. I can do other things. So when you start to know about the equity, about the many things, you know. So it's interesting when you start to know about the many things. So today, okay, I'm partner of a big company in Brazil. The what my company called Lifetime. Yeah. So you need lifetimes
mm.
for lifetime. So it's a one company private. So I'm in bank private. So in the people can start to match money to protect them, you know. So the bank was the my company is partner of the one most uh biggest bank of the America South,
Right,
South of America, sorry.
right.
So called BTG Pactual is the best bank of the South of America.
And what type of
And
customers, what type of clients, what type of people come to you? You know, what are your clients like?
uh, um, they came from my relationship. So about my network, or when sometime I don't have too much network, I'm going to call or make a cold call.
Yep.
So I started many cold calls for many times to get the leads, yeah, to discuss with clients, and I introduce myself or ever. Came for educations or for network or friends
Yep.
and about leads. I have many options. You just need to take the phone and make a call.
Yep.
You don't have scripts.
Yeah.
You know that more than me. You come
Yes.
from America, just need to call many times for 100 calls. Come to clients. Don't
Perfect.
risk secrecy is not easy, you know that,
Yep.
but it's my job today.
Yep. And where is the best place for people to follow you, whether that's a LinkedIn or Twitter or YouTube or Instagram? Where is the best place for our listeners and viewers to follow you?
Today, my media social is grow up every day. Everybody can find me in LinkedIn,
Yep.
Dudu Cearense. Instagram too, Dudu Cearense. My YouTube channel is not very well. I'm starting one podcast too soon.
Okay.
I hope in as soon as possible. I'm talking with friends about that. It's not easy because I needed time. But it's interesting, about your podcast because of the people is not Brazilian guys, correct? So my company have two ways here to for the watchers, no? About invest in Brazil by
Mm.
myself if they want, and good tax very well. I can do for okay. I can say I have clients from out of Brazil, so it's no residents in out of Brazil. I can care about that too. So not all about the personal, but company, you know,
Mm.
and tax for everybody and for invest in Brazil and in the good stocks, good investments, many things. So of course the guys from your podcast, of course they have LinkedIn, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know Instagram, but can find
Definitely.
me in LinkedIn easily. You can discuss for many things, for investing, what to invest well, I can do in Brazil, protect yourself. Brazil had a good time to
Mm.
invest.
Mm.
Many countries out of Brazil take a
Yep.
good moment for good tax and have options.
Great.
And you too, Andrew. And you too, Andrew.
Yeah. So I'll have a link in the show notes for your LinkedIn. So for people that want to follow, just go to that link in the show notes. So now it's time to share your worst investment ever. And since no one goes into their worst investment thinking it will be, tell us a bit about the circumstances leading up to it, and then tell us your story.
Oh, I don't understand. What? I don't understand. What?
So tell us
Repeat,
your
please.
it's time to tell us your story about your worst investment ever, about your real estate
Okay.
investment. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like it to do, when I never know about investment before. So nothing, zero. So is I'm not saying about my mistake, it's about to learn. Sometimes I said I pay expenses to learn, So all the time just I invest in real estate. All the time real estate or buy the land and build up and many things. So when I realize that the investment is not all in real estate, you can protect yourself. So when I realize, I saw, is okay. I pay expenses to learn, So, like I told you, I'm not sacrificing myself because I was so young. How can you, 20 years old, to know about the invest, the stocks, the market, the means? Forget, it's not that easy. Even like that, it's happening all the time with the players. They don't have time. They don't want to know. Some players, yes, they want to know, but most of the time don't have time to know about that. Is for me a little bit I can say a little bit early to know about that, because I came to the market, for the finance, to pass to them what happened exactly in the financial market,
Hmm.
because they don't know. So I came here to explain everything, what's happening with the investor, what do you need to do, how your money after you retire, how many years your money get money for yourself to protect your family. So I make you one planner about the whole life for the players. That's why. And the clients too.
Hmm. So when you were young and you're making good money, like many professional athletes, you just don't know. And
Yeah.
so in the end, you have to kind of rely on a friend or somebody who gives you some advice. Tell us a little bit about what happened when you were first making good money, and then you have a friend come along and say, "Hey, real estate is the best thing." So you just follow.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I said, no, guy, look, this real estate is mine. Good. It's the best way. The best way, guy. The best way. Let's do it. It's the best way. I just know real estate. At all. And finish. When somebody telling me about the other invest, I can't believe, because no one tell me the other way, the another road. So the market, okay, when it's not make it crazy, in the market, but you need to know the both way. And the both way, when it's split, the investment is so nice. You can protect yourself, like
Mm.
when you say Nassim Taleb, anti-fragile,
So you
like
so you
that.
you ac-
So
you accumulated real estate at a young age when you were a professional football player because your friend told you this is a good idea. It seemed like a good idea,
yes,
and so you did that. Now, the good part of that is that you ended up at the end of that period with real estate. Some people, they invest in real estate and they lose it because they signed the
of
wrong
course.
document or there's someone who's trying to steal from them. The good news for you was that you ended the period with a portfolio of real estate. Of course, some of the bad news was that maybe you paid a high fee to your friend or to others while you were doing it. And the other bad
Yes.
part was you ended up at the end without any other investments like in stocks or bonds or anything like that. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, like I said to you, because when I was young, you don't want to know the details of the contracts, the everything, to know about that, how the money, the tax, the fee, how can you explain about the send the money from Europe to Brazil, the tax, how much can get that. No, I don't know nothing. You see? So we start now. You understand now. Now when I help the players, I'm tell the truth, for everything, and I show them what happened. You don't need that. I do that. You need to know. So everything I am very clear, for any investment for the players. That's why.
Mm.
So the experience, like to say, I don't know what happened sometimes, but I told you, I expense too much to learn about that.
Yep. Okay.
So
how would you describe the lessons that you learned from this experience? What did you learn?
what I learned about, I learned that you need to know everything. You need to know everything, and the papers, black and white. You know what happened exactly in mayors. So you need to know details. You know, to read the contracts, everything. So
Mm. Maybe
the truth is,
go ahead.
be smart.
Go ahead.
No, be smart all the time.
Right. Right. Okay.
Only the best way, you know. Uh, go ahead to know what happened
Mm.
exactly.
Right.
Go ahead, not wait. Uh, go to understand the way, the contract, the people, the space, the land, everything. You know how can get the money later. Kind of many things. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just to pay the land or just buy the real estate. You know, you need to know how the fee, how you can get the place you be another value later. Have ops today, you know, to know about that.
Right.
But anyway,
So maybe I'll summarize what I took away from your story, right? There's a few things I wrote down, some things that I was thinking about. The first thing that you just said is you got to know everything. You cannot expect other people to take care of your finances. And it's the same thing with your health. It's the same thing with other parts of your business. Nobody's going to take care of you. You have to do it yourself. If you eat bad food, if you don't understand about the food and you eat it, you're going to suffer the consequence. So you've got to learn. That's the first thing that I take away. And I would also say you've got to know everything, but you've got to be responsible for your own financial life. You cannot give it to someone else and expect that they're going to take care of it. And that's hard because for many athletes, they don't know anything about finance. And the other thing you talked about was reading, make sure you read the contracts and make sure that you understand what's going on. And I would, add on from my own experience. There's many people, it's not just athletes. I have seen CEOs of companies who were very successful, and then they took their money and they went into the stock market with the confidence that they had, and they lost most of their money. It's not just athletes. Many people go into investing and don't know what they're doing. And so I would say that for the listeners out there and for those people in that situation, you've got to start to learn. Nobody's going to take care of your money. Nobody's going to put as much priority on you and your money as you are going to do it. Is there anything else that you would add to this summary of what you've said? Is there anything else that
exactly.
you would think that other lessons from
No,
this?
yeah, yeah, exactly like that. You know, like you said, you know, just not all athletics. You know, CEOs, people, doctors, many people. You know, they don't know how to invest their money. You know, sometimes they say to you, "Okay, I understand. I'm an investor," so sometimes not. You know, but when in my company, in myself, when I care about the money, I introduce myself, okay, and sometimes when I prepare one wallet of the investment for them, I explain each achieve, each product of that, and like of the about the suitability, of the client, and what the I can say uh what they need to do exactly, not to make aggressive, client, not like that, not to make money for the money, not like that, not like uh just think about myself to get my fee. Is not like that.
Mm,
Here all the time I look for the client, for the good investment for them. It's good for him, it's good for me. It's not only good for me. For me, it's not for them.
right.
It's not like that. That's why our job is so serious, to care about the money. And
Yeah. Yep.
if not good, your reputation go down. Is very serious.
Mm. So let's imagine a young athlete today. Maybe he or she
It's
is
very easy.
maybe they're 18, they're 20, they're 25, they're making very good money. Based upon what you've learned from your experience, what advice would you give to them at that young age?
Yes, it's complicated, because in Brazil, I don't know, in America, when you talk for younger players, uh, they have a lot of, for example, one player have the agent, have the father, the friend, and the uncle. They don't want to listen and say, no, to talk with my father, talk with my friends, and the player the last.
Mm,
And I don't understand why. Because who run in the field? Who's suffering when you lose? Who's suffering when left your family to stay many, many hours out? You need to know, you need to do about your money. It's simple. Just get 30 minutes to listen. One guy came football for me and learning bad things, to invest in the beginning. So when I talk with the younger players, when they want to hear to me, I said to them, how much do you want to retire your career to get money?
mm,
How much? I want 10,000 per month. All right, that's excellent. You see, I don't tell him about the economics, and the CPI for US is so high. And explain of the Marcos Vici, the efficient. I don't talk about that because the place they won't know about that. Nothing, zero. I just say how much do you want retire in your box every month. $10,000. Okay. So to $10,000 per month, up of the CPI from Brazil, 0.30%. You need your account linked net, yeah, about $4 million. Of course, if I put $10,000, you see, it's very simple. And the guy said, oh, no, it's too much money. It's not. I said it's not too much. It's not too much money if you prepare yourself until there. But I told you, new habits need to sacrifice something. So if you invest in your future finance, you get go.
mm,
But
mm,
I'm just advisor. I'm
right.
not click and enter. So if you want, you can work together in four hands. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So it sounds like, great advice, not only for an athlete, but for everybody, is that sometimes you have people that you trust around you, but you have to remember It's your responsibility to take care of your money and your wealth. And you have to break free from that and learn. So let me ask you, what is a resource that you would recommend for the listeners, for the viewers? What's something that you would recommend of yours? Let's say you have a book, you have other material, a website. What is something that you would recommend?
Uh, I'm telling now the words here. Simple. Okay. Let's see. If you have not too much money, invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Invest to know the knowledge about finance. Invest about that. Not invest. Invest yourself to know about finance. And after that, you follow one specialist or financial advisor because you understand. So you make ones make for you. Who has money uh, the same way but different? Invest in yourself, invest in your family, invest in your future,
Mm.
and care about yourself, your life, your mentality. So you need to pass it for your kids, your family, your people around you. You need to be one good person. So when a good person is not like about the money, famous, not like that. What I can pass the best of myself, what can aggregate for them, that's why.
It's good advice because sometimes particularly athletes, they just focus on themselves, they focus on getting good at what they're doing and trying to win. And earlier before we turned on the recorder, you showed me your daughter, and she was there doing her studies and asking dad a question about
Yeah.
something. And maybe a good lesson for the listeners and the viewers and for the athletes that are very obsessed about becoming great, personally great at their sport, is if you don't stop a little bit and learn about finance and investing for yourself, do it for your future family.
No, exactly. Exactly.
So
That's why. That's why. Exactly like that.
yeah. And last question for you is, what is your number one goal for the next 12 months?
My next uh to create my podcast and and care about 100,000 million of my with my clients.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Exciting.
100,000, yes. Because when I get to 100,000 about my clients, I can say, okay, now I'm really financial advisor.
Fantastic. Exciting.
Because
W-
you know that,
I
more than me.
Yep, exactly. Well, make sure when you start your podcast to share the link with me, and I'll put it in the show notes so that any listener can go to the podcast. Well, listeners, there you have it. Another story of loss to keep you winning. If you haven't yet joined the Become a Better Investor community, just go to myworstinvestmentever.com right now to claim your spot. As we conclude, Dudu, I want to thank you again for joining our mission. And on behalf of A Stotz Academy, I hereby award you alumni status for turning your worst investment ever into your best teaching moment. Do you have any parting words for the audience?
Of course, first of all, Andrew, thanks a lot. It's my pleasure, to talk with you in English too, because my English is not very well, but I can talk
You did great.
anyway. Anyway, but I hope one day to see you, personally. Is of course your story is amazing story, And of course, I'm waiting for by mail one tips from financial to do. Read that. You can grow up your career. I want some message from by mail. If you can send to me, of course, to learn. And for your audience, just thanks a lot, to be here. And uh, one phrase, no phrase, and one word I have with me for whole life is called gratitude. I'm gratitude for everything. So thanks a lot. In Portuguese, you say gratidão. In English, gratitude, yeah, like that.
Yep. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
I don't know, but thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the invite. I hope success more than now.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. And what we've learned is to have an attitude of gratitude. Thanks for a great story to help us create, grow, and protect our wealth. Fellow risk takers, let's celebrate that today we added one more person to our mission to help 1 million people reduce risk in their lives. This is your worst podcast host, Andrew Stotz, saying, I'll see you on the upside.